it makes it free. Okay? Free energy. You don't want to be wasting energy because you're going to be tricking constantly. Now, it reduces the recipient's damage bonus. We're not that bothered because that's not a damage bonus for us. But what it does do is it allows us to trick all the time without it costing us anything. And that's important because that is then a DPS boost to us because we're going to be tricking because we're a good rogue. And a good rogue is tricking on cooldown. You really need to be tricking all the time. It still gives a damage buff regardless of the glyph. So you're going to be tricking all the time. In boss fights, you're going to, and trash especially, you're going to be helping your tank. How many times have you run into a trash pack? The tank is awful. Absolutely awful. So you've killed him, you've pulled, you've got aggro, you've died, or you're starting to have to do ridiculous things to stay alive. You're popping evasion, all sorts. Your damage is reduced because the mobs are facing you. Blah, blah, blah. Glyph of the tricks. You're going to be tricking. It's on 30-second cooldown. You're going to be tricking all the time. So get your glyph, make it free, save yourself some energy, and then you become a better rogue. Okay, so we've set up our character's gear. We've got our talents in place. We've got our glyphs in place. We're almost ready to queue. We're almost ready to go. One thing we're going to add is a couple of macros just to make life a little bit easier. I'll put all these in the link below the video. First, most important one is your focus tricks of the trade macro. Okay, all you're going to do when you go into your dungeon is select the tank, /focus. It's going to come up on your focus bar. That's all you need to do for the rest of the dungeon. And now every time you press this macro on your screen, it's going to trick the tank. Dead easy. You don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to keep targeting him. You don't have to do anything else. You've made him your focus. He's going to get tricks of the trade every single time. Really good. Really handy. Really fast. Saves you a lot of time. And I drag that down to your screen. And I'd bind it. If you're not key binding yet and you're clicking, that's okay. But we'll look at that later in the day to get you binded, get you moved up, get you faster on your character. But if you are binded already, bind it to something really easy. I've put it to my side mouse button. Really, you can see down there, I'm just pressing the side mouse button. Don't have to think about it. I'm going to be using it pretty much every 30 seconds of the day, every 30 seconds of the dungeon. So we've got that really set up. The other one we've added is mutilate macro. Now, this is the basic guide. We're going to look at trinkets later on in a more advanced one. But we have an unused trinket called Scardian's Grace. Now, it's an unused trinket that gives us mastery. Brilliant. More poison damage, as we said before. So you're never worried, oh, when should I use it? Should I use it during boss fights and stuff? For the basic guide, you want to be using your trinkets because they're there to be used. But you might not want to worry about it while you're getting your rotations more comfortable with yourself. So I would bind this to mutilate. /start attack. So what you need to do now, you no longer need to right click mobs. You just press mutilate, you're going to start attacking it. /cast mutilate. So you're doing your mutilate. /use 13 and 14. Now if you don't know this, every item slot on your character has a number assigned to it by Blizzard. So what you now have achieved is by putting /use 13 and 14, which are your trinket slots, is instead of having to worry about changing the name, because some people will go in and they'll type Scardian's Grace or they'll link it into there. Now you get a new unused trinket, you've got to go back into your macro, you've got to switch it up. No, don't do that. Put /13 and 14 in, and every time now you press mutilate, it's going to use your trinkets. Even if you get a new trinket, it's still going to use it. It's using those slots. It's not using that trinket specifically. It's activating any trinket that's in those slot or any items in that slot. You can do similar with if you're an engineer with your gloves and so on. And all you'll do is we'll look at that later. We've got some engineer classes lined up for you, so you can have a look at those macros as well. We're looking at down the line. But at the moment, /use 13 and 14 is your trinkets. Put that into mutilate, drag that down to your bar, and that's all you need to worry about. Okay, see our dungeon's popped. Let's take a look at what we're getting today. Dead mines, folks. Aren't we happy? Aren't we over the moon that we got the dead mines? No problem at all. Let's rock this place, okay? So we're in our dungeon. Let's get our character prepped for some action. First things first, let's poison up. Instant poison, main hand. Deadly poison, offhand. Deadly poison, throwing weapon. We're going to select our tank, not inspecting him, /focus, boom. This guy's suspicious of me because of my poor gear. Exactly what you guys are probably used to in any other dungeon is he looks at your gear, oh my god, this guy's in greens, this is going to be a nightmare, what the hell are we going to do? Let's see what we can do. We don't know what our other characters are like here, doesn't matter. Garroted him. And we're going to start throwing some fan and knives out there, guys. Spread those poisons. Now, your deadly poison on your throwing weapon is actually going to put poison on all these guys. When it's down to one mob, don't worry about it. Let's start the mutilates going. Oh, already we're doing the most damage in the dungeon. The other guys aren't even bothering, at least one of them. This is what we expect every single time. Doesn't matter to us. We're here for one reason only, and that's to make sure our run goes well. So screw the rest of them. We're at 35%, we're going to start backstabbing. 4 combo points, throw out an envenom. Keep your slice and dice up, no point in rupturing a mob that low. Back into stealth. Tricks off cooldown again. Keep the slice and dice running with your envenom, which refreshes it. Throw in a rupture. And all we're going is 4 combo points, envenom. You see my combo points here. Envenom's off. Envenom again. As you can see here on my mod, you can see where my envenom buff lasts. How much more poison is being added. No problem at all. More damage as long as your envenom buff's off. The idea later on in the game is to make sure that you keep your envenom buff as long as possible. So you might hit combo points really quickly. Not an issue. All you'll have to do is watch your mod, wait till your envenom buff. You might have it up here in the top right. Wait till it wears off, hit it again. So, big pull here. Tricks of the trade. Grot this guy, and let's get the FOC going. Fan of knives. Let's get these poisons spread around. Holy cow, 22k DPS in greens, crappy blues. Everybody's a winner. Guy in the cannon doing a load of damage. Nothing wrong with that. All the mobs are dead. Let's get our stuff going. Get a slice and dice going. Keep mutilating away. Dead easy. And this is all it is as a rogue. Below 35. Let's get the backstabs going. Stick an envenom up. See if we can get our slice and dice refreshed before the next pack. Back into stealth. Now this is what I want to talk to you about. Is getting back to the mobs as quickly as possible. Tricks is back. We're tricking again. Waiting for the tank to pull. He's pulled. And slice dice about to wear off. Let's get a quick envenom on. Nice. Throw in a rupture. And just keep spamming your mutilate. 5 combo points in venom. Wait for the envenom bump to run off. And envenom again. Dead easy. Nothing to worry about at all. Switch up to your next mob. Envenom's on, so we're sticking poisons on like an absolute baller. 5 combo points, let's refresh our slice and dice. 3 combo points, let's stick on a quick rupture. Envenom again. See if we can get a backstabber 2 in. Ended up second on the damage there. So straight back into stealth, we are ready for the boss. We've got tricks on. And we're away. So what we're going to do here, let's refresh our slice and dice to its full duration. Now we're going to go and try and get a rupture on as soon as possible. There it is. This is Vendetta, you've saved it for the boss. Excellent stuff. 5 combo points, let's cold blood it. Boom, 43k in venom from this low gear. And we're just going to keep repeating as we are doing now. Look at the damage, guys. Look at the damage on this lowbie rogue that was laughed at as we walked into the dungeon. Guy was suspicious of me. Whatever. Throw tricks on again. Why the hell not? Help the tank out. 4 combo points in venom. You're going to be envenoming every 4 or 5 combo points. Wait till envenom wears off. Envenom again. Rupture's almost running out, as we can see. 4 points. Rupture. And we're going to keep doing this and getting our envenom back. Little advanced note. If you vanish, you'll get overkill again. Gives you more energy. Now we're at this percent, we're going to be backstabbing. Rupture again. Backstab. Backstab. Envenom. Backstab. Backstab. Envenom's still on. Let's give it a sec. Let our energy build for some big backstabs afterwards. Backstab. Backstab. Would you look at that, guys? Who's the top of the damage? Me. In the worst gear I can possibly have. I have barely enough gear to get into the dungeon. 15k DPS with the buff. Nothing to be too shabby about. Straight back into combat. Get the tricks going. Slice dice about to wear. Let's get an envenom going. Kick that. Remember, you're a DPSer, but that doesn't mean you only do mindless damage. You should definitely have a cast bar up to see some good, obvious signs of somebody casting a spell, and you should kick it whenever you can. Redirect these to there. See if we can get a poison proc. Shiv if not. Slice and dice wore off. What a pain. Now you might be thinking, why are you not fanonizing? Why are you not fanonizing? Well, simple fact is, there's no real definition of when fanonizing is going to be more damage. That's the be all and end all of it. Dogs are fighting the monkeys. Little tip, you clear the monkeys. Don't expect someone else to do it because they probably won't bother. You clear the monkeys. Into stealth. Mob's here. Tank's missed it. No problem. We tricked it too. Everybody's a winner. So you can see from a rope, it's pretty easy. Kick. Keep the kicks coming. Be the extra guy in the group. The guy that, you know, no one's noticing you're kicking all these spells. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You know you're doing it. That's what counts, guys. It really is. Straight back into stealth. Tank's already pulled. Tricks him anyway. Why not? It's extra damage. Throwing a quick rupture. We've got plenty of time on our slice and dice. We're already at 4. Let's envenom, refresh our slice and dice. So we've got 4 straight away. Let's wait for the envenom buff to wear. Boom. Another envenom. Oh, we're in backstab range. Everybody loves backstab range. And again, you can see on the damage meter, doing more than anyone else. And at the end of the run, we're certainly going to inspect these people. See what we were beating. Maybe they were similar to me. Maybe they weren't. Maybe some guy here is in epics. Who knows? No tricks. Not much we can do about that. We're not going to waste damage for it. But you see what happens? We pull aggro without the tricks. What does that say about our tanks? The only time he's not got tricks, I pull aggro. So we pop an evasion. Help our healer out a little bit because it's still up to us to sort out our damage. Venom buff off. Fresh. Yeah, always be wary. I mean, that is the first pull we've had without a tank tricks of the trade. And we've got aggro straight away. So this is what you need to be aware of, especially because you want to be attacking as soon as humanly possible. The same will go over when we do the Hunter Guide next week. Is we'll be looking at why are Hunters not misdirecting every pull? Why did the Hunter not misdirect? We've got a Hunter in this group, so he should have been misdirected at least. But he didn't. So we assume that Hunter is exactly what we expect. Pretty lazy, not really up for the fight. What can you say? Not great. Bit of a mana break from here. Let's check who we're up against here. What's happening? A couple of greens. Pretty similar to me. A few more epics maybe. 2, 3, 6, 5 items. Nothing special on the warrior at all.